Assalamu alaikum everyone. So this video is going to be a quite bit lengthy but full of informations because this video will contain all those things, all those points that I have followed because currently I'm an international student here in the UK. So the video will contain all those things that you will need if you want to apply as an international student here in any university of the UK. So this video will contain informations that are related to the universities in the UK, okay? So let me just clear that thing. So today's agenda will be all those points. So I will go through all those points, and some of those points currently require a lot of bit information, so I will just explain those in other videos, not today. So in this video I'm just going to explain what documents you need if you want to apply as an international student in the UK, in any university of the UK, then what exams you might face, then how much time you will need, etc., all those kind of things, so that you won't make mistakes that I have made, you won't fall in those kind of misconceptions that I faced. So for that reason, I guess this video is going to be really helpful, inshallah. So let's start. So the first point that you should always keep in mind before applying to any kind of university, or before applying or before searching for any universities in the UK, you have to first understand how or what is actually your career plan. Because if you don't understand about what you are going to study in the future or how you want to shape your future or career, then that's going to be a really wrong path, because it might happen that you really don't need to come in the UK. But if that coming in the UK, studying in the abroad really supports or helps your career in the future, inshallah, then just go for it. So for that reason, it's really necessary that you just plan your future. It really doesn't matter, uncertain things might happen, but you have to just kind of create a model or create a hypothesis of your future, or your career, what you are going to study, what you are going to be, how it's going to help you, the steps that you are going to take today, so how that will actually affect your career. So that thing you have to first understand, otherwise everything is going to be ruined. Okay, it's such a waste, it's going to be a waste of time, waste of money, etc., waste of energy. So for that reason, it's really necessary what you want in the future, and according to that you have to plan what you have to do next. So the next point is choose the university that will actually fit your career model. Now you have to search for those universities according to your or your parents' financial stability, and you have to search for those universities which will actually help you to get or take you closer to your career. Okay, so that's the thing, because if you are studying in a university that's not accredited by any kind of company or anything else which could support your module or your course, then that's really not going to help. That will help, but that's not the best path. Okay, so like my university, the course that I'm studying, biomedical science, my university is actually accredited by those kind of companies like IBMS, like HCPC. So for that reason, I have researched first of all whether what are needed, what are actually kind of the things that are important in biomedical science to be supported. So these are really important points. Though I have got offer letter from other 2 or 3 universities, I'll explain that later, but I chose this one because this was accredited by both the companies HCPC and IBMS. Those who are student of biomedical science obviously know this thing. So for that reason, find if there is any kind of scholarships available in the university that you want. As the first 3 points already explained, that you have to find your chosen university, you have to choose the universities that you want to get into, like you want to send your application. And so for that reason, you can search for scholarships that the universities are kind of offering. Like if you have sports scholarships, or you have you are playing sports, you have got lots of certificates in sports, then you can go for sports scholarship. Let's just see if it supports you or not. Then you let's say you are in any other kind of stuff, so just check if your university, if your chosen university is supporting on those special category scholarships or not. That's the thing. So the 5th point is going to be doing stuffs alone, or you can take help from other people. So that's the thing. I was just kind of couple of days before, I posted a Instagram post, or kind of that. If you're following me on Instagram, or if you're not following me on Instagram, please go and follow. You can find out that post. I have written how I have gone through everything, what steps I have followed, etc. So I have written that you have to do your stuff alone. You can't just disclose everything to everyone, because not everyone is going to take it the right way. So just keep be aware of that. So you can take help, like I have take help from consultancy. So I will just explain that like at the end of the video kind of, or in any other video if you want. So there are some kind of consultancies or agencies that are ready to give you free consultancy. They are not going to take any kind of money. Well, they might charge you something if you are going to any kind of broader stages with them, then they might charge you money. But if you are taking help from them, you are collecting informations from them, they are giving you consultancies, then they are doing it for free. According to like me, what I have seen in my country, I have gone through lots of agencies in this last like 7 to 8 months, so I know they are giving free consultancies. Even I have received free consultancies, so that's the thing. This point is really important because now slowly all those kind of hard parts are starting out. So that's the thing, which is you have to start collecting all your documents, means your certificates, your academic certificates. If you want your extracurricular activity certificates, which I actually have done. I actually collected all my extracurricular certificates, and I took pictures through the cam scanner app, and then I just scanned all of those certificates and put it on a folder on my laptop, and I also submitted that to the university. I mean, I actually had someone at that time, one of my consultants, so I gave it to him and he submitted all those documents to the UCAS portal. So if you are applying in the UK universities, then you have to submit your application to the UCAS portal. That's the thing. Okay, so you have to have your physical documents with you, the original documents with you. You have to keep photocopies if you want, because that's also necessary. So that's the thing, you have to just don't lose your documents, your certificates. Okay, that's important. I also kept the digital copies of my academic certificates or extracurricular certificates, what do you say, because if anyone wants to see, I can, let's say I don't have those original physical copies with me, I can show the digital copies. Like I have the digital copies of the original ones. Okay, so I click the photos from cam scanner with cam scanner, and I just put it on a different folder, like naming all those folders. This folder contains all my academic certificates, this folder contains my like passport copy, etc., all those things. So that's a good option too. So also, what you might need to remember is that you have to keep all the original documents when you are going in your university for your enrollment or any kind of stuffs. That's a different thing. The university will mail you with all those informations that you have to keep your original copies with you. They will not accept the photocopies or the digital copies. They will need the original copies, so keep that in mind. Okay, now let's just say you have received an offer letter from any university of the UK. Wow, well done. So now what are the next steps? You have collected all your documents, you have already sent the applications to the university. Okay, so one more thing is that you have to sit for different exams. Like you have to go through the IELTS exam, or let's say any other exam, the exams that are kind of written as a condition in your university's website. You have to go through those exams actually. Because if your university doesn't support IELTS, then what's the point of giving IELTS and getting those band score? So you have to first check the website of your university, what actually they are wanting, what kind of exams they will accept. Let's say they are not even accepting any kind of exams, then that's done. You don't have to sit for any kind of exams. You just have to send your application letter, that's it. But if your university is wanting any kind of other tests like GRE or TOEFL or Duolingo, etc., all those kind of stuffs, then you don't have to go through all those tests, you just have to go through one. Okay, so the universities that I applied for, they actually wanted IELTS, so I had to go through that exam. That was horrible. Okay, so now the next point is about IELTS. Okay, so one thing I want to mention also, that I received my offer letter after I submitted them my IELTS result. So I guess IELTS result was really important for my university. So I applied for this university, I guess on like January or February, at the starting of February, I guess. So I received my offer letter on April. So January, February, March, April. Yeah, it was nearly 4 months. So for that reason, I was kind of ready that I was not going to give any IELTS exam, but I had to give. So a new video will be coming about my IELTS preparation because I only got time of kind of 2 months or 2.5 months. Really, I didn't have 2.5 months for my IELTS preparation because I was kind of sure that I'm not going to sit for that exam. Okay, but I had to give, and I was really in a hurry for taking my preparation and going for the exam. That's the thing. So I only had 2 months for my IELTS preparation, and I really got a good band score, alhamdulillah. I will be explaining about my IELTS experience in another video, what points are followed, what band score I got. That will be in another video, inshallah. So this is the thing, that you have to go through your university website and check what your university or what exam does university accept. Okay, so the next point, this point is really important. You have to create your statement of purpose. That's the point where all students are kind of, oh my god, what is a statement of purpose? So I was so scared while writing that thing. Okay, so this video this will be a different video, how I wrote my statement, how I wrote my statement of purpose, what I actually included in that statement of purpose that actually led me of getting offer letters from like nearly 3 or 4 universities, I guess. So I was really proud of my statement of purpose at the end, alhamdulillah. So yeah, it was really good. I will share my experience of writing my statement of purpose. I have written it myself, trust me. And what I included, what my university wanted to include, that things. So yes, you have to keep a copy of your statement of purpose. You have to submit that to university if your university wants. So one thing I want to remind you, and while I remind you, you have to share this with your parents too, because what in my case was, none of my family members knew what actually the processes are, not even me. I was just going through YouTube videos, searching on Google, what is the next step, what is the next step, how I can do this thing, because none of my family member before have gone through these phases. So for that reason, my parents actually don't know what is going to be the next step or how they can get themselves ready. They were wholly dependent on my informations, and I was continuously making mistakes, a dumbhead. Okay, so what I want to remind you here is that while you go through these phases, application and all those, you have to prepare your bank statement. Okay, so what actually the rule says is that you have to show a bank statement of nearly 1 month, of 1 month wholly, and for that 1 month in your bank account that is actually joined as your student account, in that specific account you have to keep a specific amount of money that will be mentioned in the websites of like international studies website. So the websites or will actually mention you, or if you are going under through any kind of consultancies, you have any kind of consultant that is helping that, or like who is helping you, he or she will tell you how much money you have to keep in your account, like the account that is connected to your university student account. Okay, so that will be joined. So how much money you have to keep in that account for 1 month, and after 1 month you have to get a copy, like a bank statement from the bank, which will be signed by your by the bank officer. So you have to collect the physical copy, and that physical copy will actually show you the amount of money that was present for last 1 month, because I had to show a bank statement of like presenting the account balance of last 1 month. So for that reason, so what you have to do, you have to know this information, because already I'm telling you, and you have to mention this thing or share this thing with your parents. If they don't know about all these things, then you have to share this with your parents that, look mom, dad, we have to actually keep this amount of money, because this is mentioned in the website that we have to keep this amount of money in our account, and we have to like keep this for 1 month, and then we have to print out the copy from the bank and all those things, because that's what your university will be wanting. You have to upload those informations, those documents in your like you will have a kind of another website which will be suggested by your university. That will be a kind of like where your CAS will be published. CAS is the confirmation of acceptance of studies, which you'll be receiving after you pass your CAS interview and all those things. So I'll be coming inshallah in all those points. So those documents are really needed, because if you don't submit your bank statement, and if the university or the visa application embassy don't see this bank statement, I'm sorry, I don't want to mention that, but this is not going to happen. what you are thinking that you'll be studying as an international student, that's not going to happen. They will see the amount of money, because that's an important factor. Remember, that's not the only factor, okay, of studying as an international student. That's an important factor. There are lots of other things. So next, you have to prepare for your CAS interview. Some of the universities might take written examinations, but some universities will take a CAS interview from you, because you have to pass the CAS interview to receive a CAS letter, and without the CAS letter you can't come in UK. Okay, so that's really needed. And my university actually wanted the CAS interview, and God, that's also going to be a different video, because I have to share my experience, how I prepared for my CAS interview, what videos I saw, actually what questions might come up in your CAS interview, and how you can answer, how you actually can pass your CAS interview. So in that video, inshallah, I will explain all those things. And so passing your CAS interview is really important. That's an important step, just like as your back statement. Okay, so let's say after watching my future video of my experience about CAS letter, you alhamdulillah got your CAS letter. I was so tensed about my CAS letter, because it took a lot of time. So they took a lot of time to upload my CAS letter. I don't know why, but yeah, finally we actually got my CAS letter and all those. So you know what CAS stands for, that you have got the acceptance, you have got the confirmation to study in this country. That's the CAS letter, and that will be provided by your university. Next, you have to go through a health test, that is tuberculosis or the TB test. So the TB test is you have to go through a simple test. That's a simple test. They will just check whether you have any kind of TB or not, because you have to be free of any kind of lungs disease. If you have got TB once in your lifetime or previously, then that's a different issue. So for that reason, you have to complete your TB test as soon as you can, because what I did was I completed my TB test just 1 month before I got my visa, I guess, like 1 month before I got my visa. That's a really short time. It was a scary time, because as I told you, I didn't know about all those things, how fast I have to do those things, but alhamdulillah, I got rid of those things. So yeah, that's the thing. You have to soon complete your TB test if you have got any kind of lungs diseases before. So for that reason, you have to keep like a proper amount of time in your hand, so that if you get let's say astaghfirullah, if you get your result positive, then you have to wait for like 1 or 1.5 months, so that you can get your treatment, and then they can do your test again, and you will get a negative result, and then you can go for your visa application, etc. So for that reason, you have to keep a proper amount of time in your hand. So alhamdulillah, my test was negative, but what I did was I didn't take my passport, like a physical passport, with me when I went for my TB test. So I had to take a new appointment. And one thing I want to mention, that if you want to take a new appointment for the TB test, you have to wait for 1 month. Yeah, so for that reason, I'm telling you, keep a proper amount of time before applying for all those things, before applying for your visa. Just you have to keep a proper amount of time. Don't just be like me, okay? Okay, so next the next point is about the accommodation. So what I did was I searched on Google about the accommodation, student accommodation, because if you are a student over here, if you are staying with your parents or relatives, that's a different kind of thing. But as I'm alone over here, I had to choose a student accommodation, and I chose UniEcho. So UniEcho is a really great website. They actually helped me free. Like, they didn't charge any penny for it. Like, they helped me with the kind of room I want, according to my budget, according to the distance from my university to my accommodation, etc. So yeah, UniEcho is a good one, and there are also other kind of websites. There are some of them you can search on Google, or I can give you the link in the description below, and you can go for it if you want the student accommodation. Yeah. So next, you have to give your IHS fee, which is the health insurance fee. You have to give it through the website process, because otherwise you cannot apply for your visa. You cannot apply for your visa, not a visa interview, the biometric process, which are the coming. And that's the thing. You have to give your IHS fee before you are going to apply for your visa. Okay. So the next process is about the visa application. So visa application is that after giving your IHS fee, you will receive a date or a time where you have to go to the embassy whichever is near to you. So I actually went to the embassy that was in Dhaka, and in the visa application center what I did was, actually that's a different kind of process. If you get over there you can understand everything. There are people who are going to help you. This question arises that what documents you have to take, that might be in your mind right now. So don't worry, when you apply for your visa application process, like for the biometric process, because you have to give your fingerprints, you have to click a photo, you have to give your signature. That's the biometric part in the visa center. So before that they will actually mail you. While you are applying for the visa application process, they will send you an email, and just don't forget to give a proper email that you are going to check every day. That's going to be the last point, okay? So you have to check the documents that are listed by the visa centers, because they will just give a list of you what you have to take in the visa center, like your offer letter, your cash letter, your passport copy, your academic transcripts, etc. They will mention that in the letter, okay? They will mention that in the email. Don't worry about that. So this is the point that will be actually mentioned in the offer letter that we will receive, because in the offer letter you will be mentioned, like the university will mention what their annual fees are, like if you have gotten a scholarship or not, then how much in advance do you have to pay. Okay, so that will be mentioned in the document or the offer letter, and so you have to pay the additional amount of money to the university. You have to send that to the university account from your student account. That will be, so let's say you have a account in any, like in X bank, and you can actually go to the bank and you have to say that I'm actually going to be an international student because I'm going to be abroad in some upcoming months. Then what I have to do, I need a student account. They will just do the other kind of stuffs. So they will connect that account of, like the account that you have on the bank X with your student account. So you have to send the money from that account. So if you are under 18 years of old, then there are other kind of rules for it, and if you're over 18 years old, then you can have your own account, you can send it from there. Okay, so but if you are under 18, then there are some rules that will be also mentioned in the Google. You can search and get that, the updated informations, updated rules. Okay, last point, oh my god, I have talked a lot. So the last point is going to be check your email every day, because please give a perfect email, give the correct email that you are going to check every day, because everything is going to become in your email. Everything is coming, like the email that you have given on from the very first, from your application process, like that's it. So you have to check your mail every day. You have to even check your spam box. If you have to check if anything is going on the spam box, if you are missing anything or not. So for that reason, this is a really important point that I should have mentioned the very first. But yeah, that's it. So that's quite a lot of information I have given you today. So as I mentioned that I will like release videos on my IELTS experience, how much I got, how I got in preparing 2 months. That was scary. And like how I have written my SOP, how I passed my CAS interview, all those things, they will be coming in my YouTube channel, inshallah, if you just hit that subscribe button. So if you really found this video informative, then please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because that really helps, that really motivates me to make new videos and to support you with new informations, authentic informations, my experiences, etc. So thank you very much for watching. We will inshallah meet in the next video. Till then, stay safe. Assalamu alaikum.